Hello and welcome. We have got Micarle from Fearless Homeschool today. Welcome, Micarle. For those that don't know her, Micarle is my Aussie friend and she runs Fearless Homeschool. And we're going to... You do, I know, and it's so cool and it's so amazing. And Fearless Homeschool is coming to New Zealand, and all that Micarle does is coming to New Zealand because we don't have it here. And what she offers is amazing. So that's what we are just going to have a wee chat about today. So, Micarle, do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Oh, yep. I am Micarle. I am the owner of Fearless Homeschool, but not the founder. Callie Cotonidis owned it and founded it for 7 years before me. And then I took over in 2020. What are we now? 2023. So basically, I am a mum, I'm a wife, and of an amazing, awesome surfer dude. And he's your quintessential surfer dude when you see Dave. And my two young children, 11 and 8, have been homeschooling now for nearly 4 years. So we're kind of early in our journey still when you look at a person like Krystel.
15 years in there.
Yeah. But I was a secondary teacher for 15 to 20 years before that, if you give and take maternity leave and all that sort of stuff. So being in the education game for a very long time. And then decided when we were homeschooling that this Fearless Homeschool came up for sale and it looked like such a cool way to support the community. So we jumped on it.
Yep. Nice. Similar story with Chris and I, how we found the opportunity to buy Engaging Minds. So I totally feel you with that one.
Yes.
Yay. All right. Thank you, Micarle. So tell us, you've covered one of my questions already. What was the pull to take over Fearless Homeschool? So there you go. We'll jump to the next one. What have you got coming up with Fearless Homeschool and the online summit? So tell us about it, please.
Yes. So the online summits have been going for, this is the 9th year, I think, that we've been doing summit. I know, I keep forgetting. So this is the 9th year. So basically it was the Australian Homeschooling Summit for quite a long time. But after just talking with Krystel and a few others, I was excited to try and support New Zealand in any way I could. And we thought, well, let's just combine it. So we're now running the Australian New Zealand Homeschooling Summit on the 3rd to the 7th of March. And I'm so excited because it's meant that I could connect in. Literally, the reason I do these things is so that I can learn. So you'll start to realize, everyone will start to realize, I ask people to come and, like, lots of people throw ideas at me and we go with that, but I'll also go, hey, Krystel, could you talk about this? And literally because I want to learn about it and I know they're really good in that area. So that's what the Summit Feel is about. It's literally about us being able to learn off each other, really connect with some amazingly experienced homeschooling families and parents and letting them share their knowledge to us all in one space at one time where there's community and connection. So the summit runs for a week this year, and that's because we are also this year running 2 mini summits, which are much more intentionally and specific, and I'll talk about that in a second. But it runs from March 3rd to March 7th. There's between 4 and 5 workshops a day for parents. So don't stress if you don't get there live, because you can look at it recorded for 3 months afterwards. And the recordings go up. Yeah, and the recordings go up really quickly. So within the same day. Sometimes not straight away. You will have to wait a little bit for the internet to do its thing. But you can ask questions live in the chat. You can and the other new thing we're doing is we're actually trying to have a child workshop or a kid teen something workshop every day. So there'll be something for the kids to get on and connect with the summit and understand what's mum doing when she's ignoring me or dad for a whole week, basically.
I love that. That's so cool. And if people are wondering why we don't just do our own little New Zealand one, little is the key word. We're just too little in New Zealand to make it a financially viable thing. So Chris and I looked into it. We wanted to do it. People have done it previously before us, and there's just not the people here, not the numbers in New Zealand to really run it well. And Micarle's already doing it. And why reinvent the wheel when we can just connect with the carriage that is already doing such an amazing job? And it means that us in New Zealand get access to all the amazing knowledge in Australia, and vice versa, to be fair to
Yes.
So it's new faces for Australians as well, and new ways of looking at things, I guess.
New experts, like it's we have 6 out of the 20 something workshops, or 25? I think we have at least 6 New Zealanders jumping on board, and their topics are amazing. And so I'm like really excited. Like one big one, Nadia, who's doing unschooling with your neurodiverse child, which is so neurodivergent child, which is so it's one that people are like, oh, I want to do it, but how does that look? And how do so it's good. That one's going to be really, really exciting. And we've got Erin Parkinson talking about poetry. She may not know it, but I gently pushed her that way because it is not my jam, right?
She knows it.
So I'm like, this is one of those workshops.
Erin is amazing. We were actually chatting last night as well, and we were chatting about what she's going to talk about, and I'm going to sit in on that one as well. I'm looking forward to that one because I can't do poetry with my kids. I suck at it, but I'd like to know how. So yeah, and that's what the whole summit is about. Like you said, it's about learning, and it's about learning new things and connecting with other mums that are on this journey with us, which is just so important because we're not doing this alone. Why do it alone? Which is your catchphrase. Okay, so let's get down to the cost of the Fearless Summit, because it isn't free, and it shouldn't be, because there's so much background stuff that goes into this. What is the cost for New Zealanders to join this amazing week-long summit?
Yes, so we try and keep it as cheap as we can, but like you said, there's platforms, there's where we save our videos, all these sort of things come into play as well in terms of the cost to be able to allow you not just to see it live, but recorded. So it's $41 New Zealand, and that includes connecting into my membership. Sorry if you can hear my children running in the background.
It's okay.
It includes jumping into our Fearless membership, only access to the summit, obviously, but using that platform to chat. It's private. It's off Facebook. It's something that I'm really passionate about, having that private community feel. It's got so that you'll be able to have access to that. You'll be able to have the recordings. And I think we worked out it's maybe $1 something per workshop.
$2, I think.
Yeah,
just over $2 per workshop for an hour.
Yeah,
a whole hour of learning. $2. It's when you look at it like that, when you look at the big picture, it's not a massive cost at all. And what would it be costing even just to get to a conference for a day? And this is like a whole week.
Sit in your PJs all day.
With your coffee and your kids running in the background, and you can be on mute and no one will know. But guys, I've been on the platform as well, and it is a really intuitive, easy to use platform. It's not complicated. The comment section is really easy, so it's easy just to fire off a comment, and the presenters can see those comments as well. Often the questions will be answered as they come up, which is very cool. So $41. If you want a ticket, all of us New Zealanders that are presenting are selling tickets. So you can get it through Engaging Minds. I've got a blog post up on the website with all the relevant links. It is on the Facebook page. I will put it on Instagram. I'm terrible on Instagram, but I will pop it up on Instagram as well. So connect with one of us that are presenting and grab our ticket like that. It really is easy. Or message me. I will hook you up. Not a problem.
And if you want to know more about all the workshops, because there's a few, if we put in perspective, it's not only about homeschooling. So we have a panel talking about trying to work while you're homeschooling as a working mom. We have talking about, there was another one, sort of the purpose of play, all that sort of stuff. We've got the dad's perspective. That is actually that's the one I'm most excited about. not only because my hubby Dave has been roped into it and Krystel's hubby Chris has been roped into it, but because I think this is a space, and this is a space where we as Fearless are really excited to kind of get in and support. We sometimes forget what's happening with that other partner who is not in it all the time. Like if they're the breadwinner out working hard so that we can work hard with our kids, it's not that no one's working. You know, there was little things that Dave and I had to like work through where he'd come home and he'd be like, I don't know how to re-engage with you because you guys have been together all day doing all this really cool stuff. And how do I just get into that rhythm? So it's a pros, and the other reason being is like, if we're honest, dads are the more hesitant when the idea of homeschooling comes up.
Often, yes.
Yes. So I'm really excited about that one because these guys are going to be honest. They're going to tell you the pros, the cons, what they found difficult, and they are honest gentlemen. So they will not back away from it. But anyway, that's one of my favorites.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. It's going to be, I think it's going to be quite a hoot too, actually.
Oh, I agree.
A lot of laughs. All right, so you have something else amazing on offer as well as part of Fearless Homeschool, and you have your Fearless Homeschool membership. So you don't just run the summits. So there's 3 summits this year, guys. So the one coming up in March, there is, I'll see if I can get this right off the top of my head. There is the Teen Summit in June. Yes. And then there is the Do-It-Yourself Curriculum Summit in October. So I'm going to be a part of those as well. I'm looking forward to those ones. So it's not just March. Micarle's got so much on offer, and you can get it all through the Fearless membership. So Micarle, tell us about what that is.
Yes. So it depends on what you're doing. I'm never going to try and tell you that you have to do it this way. But if you're thinking about jumping into all 3 summits right now, again, Engaging Minds and all the other presenters have the ability for you to jump into the membership as well, so that they have both offers there for you. And in the lead up to the summit, that's probably the cheapest time you're going to get into the membership. And if you're going to jump into all 3 summits, if you want to look at teen homeschooling, and if you want to look at do-it-yourself curriculum, where families will show you how they're pieced together instead of just following one, you're probably better off jumping into the membership for a year because it's actually cheaper than buying each individual ticket. It also means you have access to all those summits all the time, as well as access to another nearly 300 workshops from all the previous summits from our monthly membership. So within the summit, in the membership, if a summit isn't on, we're running a workshop or a book club. Right now, we're doing The Brave Learner by Julie Bogart. In there, and jump in, woman. Have a look.
I know. I've been meaning to.
And there's no pressure. So like that's a do-it-yourself course that I just put up every week. And at the end, we will, like at the end of the month, we're going to have a video chat. It might be for 3 people, but I don't care. That's the whole point of the membership. Tap in and tap out of all the stuff, any of the stuff you want. Within there's like community where you can ask questions. So we trialed a neurodiversity summit last year, and people have just randomly jumped in again and asked a question in the forum. And we had some amazing other community members jump in and support and answer. And that's kind of what the membership is about, trying to create that community. And I know that it is there on Facebook, but it can get so messy and it can be so distracting, which is my issue. That's where Fearless is.
And mine.
Yeah. And the other thing you'll get is coming up soon. It's going on an app, so it'll be even easier to access than just on your computer. And you'll be getting recommendations from me about, hey, if the live workshop doesn't ring true for you, how about you look at this? So there's just, because there's so many to filter through, having a goal to even just watch a workshop a month is kind of what people do. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And once again, guys, it's a really easy platform to use as well. It's very intuitive, and the fact that you can chat and answer questions or ask questions and get them answered as well is just amazing. The wealth of information on that membership is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So,
and to be honest, if you want direct contact with me, not that I'm the most the person that's the most knowledgeable out of everybody. But if you want direct access to me, that's where you're going to get it, because you can literally inbox me in there, and I'll be jumping on and answering your questions in a more direct way than I would if about workshops and about all that sort of stuff within the membership.
And also, you might not be the most knowledgeable, but you are networked very well, Micarle. And I know you, and you would say, okay, I don't know this, but I know this person will, so I will connect you with them, because she's already done that for me already. So that is just the benefit of working together and networking together and building that community.
Yes. Yeah, so, it is good.
All right. Well, I think that answers all of the questions that I had. Have you got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, so if you want to just get a feel for me and a feel for what's going on in the summit or the people, I've actually started a podcast which Krystel will be on later in March. Don't be sorry. There's a lot going on this year in Fearless, so it's a bit chaotic.
It is. It's exciting.
There's a podcast that just dropped this week. So it's only had one episode. The second part of that episode, they're broken into 2 parts during the week. With Kelly Cotonitas, the person that started Fearless, just dropped this week. And it's talking about, so especially for newbies, but I'm learning so much still, the different homeschooling approaches. That's what our first season's about. So literally people like Krystel that have been homeschooling for a fair while are talking about how their journey went, what homeschooling approaches they used, how they broke that down, what they took the pieces from. And I think it's a really good free resource as well. And it'll give you a feel for how everyone is within the summit and how friendly and how open they are about their knowledge and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. I haven't listened yet, but it is high on my to-do list. I went to the other day and I got interrupted. I was like, rah.
We are so busy. We are so busy. It's absolutely fine. So jump on anywhere that you do your podcast and just check out the Fearless Homeschool podcast. It is there. And again, there will be links around slowly.
Yes. And I will link it on Engaging Minds as well. I will make sure I do, because that way I might find it again and I might make sure I listen. I love podcasts because it means I can listen when I'm like gardening or doing dinner or things like that. So if I don't have time to sit down and physically watch something, which is often, I can be doing 2 things at once, but still gleaming that wonderful information and all that learning. So I personally love podcasts. So I'm excited for this one, Micarle.
No worries. Thank you. I thought it'd be nice to have a free library as well.
Yes. Yeah, true. And it's such an amazing offering as well. It's free, guys. Like, use it. Use what's there. Use what's free. So, all right. Well, I hope I will say goodbye to Micarle now, and goodbye to everyone online. I will post this up. But thank you, Micarle, so much. And we will see you in the membership.
Yes. Get in early and get used to it as well.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Micarle. Bye, everyone.